make it seem more like that's fucking cool, but also evil.
It's not The Shining where he was like, I'm gonna scream at you until you're actually scared of me.
Nothing's gonna be that evil, ever. Hello and welcome back to The Matrix. We were just talking about how in Scott Pilgrim, Edgar Wright apparently instructed his actors not to blink while on camera.
To make it look more like a comic book.
We have a pretty solid backstory for you.
Yeah, yours is kind of just like a bunch of ideas right now.
Yeah.
I like the family thing because the family tragedy thing. But who takes care of you after that? And what age does that happen to you?
Also, we need to think about 1985.
Is Lou Albano an actual character we're gonna keep?
I like Lou Albano as a character, but I just don't want.
He's just Mario, and then Gabe doing a bit.
He's meant to be like a mob villain. That's like,
I think we should replace him with a character played by Jim, because Jim is Italian, and he could be like the Penguin from the Batman. We makes Big Spice a villain.
We can, well, Big Spice is also a mobster, so the whole point was like Lou Albano was supposed to be like a mobster type villain. But also, if we're going to be taking down the mob, why would we also keep the mob in the form of Big Spice?
Well, yeah, we just turn him into a villain then.
Yeah.
And recast. Unless you want to also be Big Spice.
No, I don't want to be Big Spice. You know what would be great? If he was actually Big Spice. As in, like, the owner of, like, a huge spice trade.
Spice meaning drugs, or spice meaning spices?
As in spices. And also maybe drugs on the side.
Yeah, it's just, the spices are just a front.
But think, he's Big Spice. So what if he was also...
Why the fuck is he named Big Spice?
I don't know.
When did I come up with that name? I don't know.
I honestly...
We'll have to check the logs.
We will.
The Chozo lore.
So we'll do the play-by-play on that one. But you get what I'm saying though, like, because usually when you say big something, you're talking about like the big industry magnates.
Oh, I see. But his name is also that. Oh, jeez.
But his nickname in like the gang world is called Big Spice because he's also the owner of a big spice trade.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, just like Big Pharma, Big Oil, Big Spice. Which is also kind of cool because like the first massive mega corporations ever were spice trades. You know? Like the...
so the Big Spice would just be an intergalactic spice...
Like the East India Trading Company, yeah.
But also a front for drugs.
Yeah.
You want to buy some death sticks?
It doesn't exactly have to be a front for drugs.
Well, I think
because he can...
Because just being a spice dealer isn't evil.
Well, but it can be evil. Based on, like, if he uses shit like slavery. You know?
I suppose, yeah.
That can be evil in and of itself. But he can use slavery and also sell drugs at the same time, I guess.
I think the kind of character he should be is like... Again, similar to the Penguin in the Batman, where he's like, you can't get him yet. You know he's doing bad shit, but you can't get him yet, so like everyone kind of knows him with the light force.
Yeah.
And they're like...
Yeah, that's kind of... He can be part of like the corrupt aspect of the light force, you know?
Yeah, I like that. So, like, let's just say, like, let's talk as if they were movie-wise. So, like, the Metroid Man movie or whatever.
Okay, actually, this is fine.
Would it be you working for the Light Force and then the story is of you leaving it? Or would that already have happened?
Would we perhaps both be in the Light Force?
Well, would I be in the first... Like, if this was like a trilogy of movies, I don't think I'd be introduced until like the second part, and that's when it's like.
If we're talking about my story, because the first story of yours.
Yeah, Y Guy's Adventure, or like the first one already happened. Mm-hmm. And then I think we should have your kind of standalone thing, and you have your whatever arc that happens throughout the first story. And then the second story is our worlds colliding. And then we find out that our moms have the same name.
At that point, I was like too exhausted to be mad at that fucking scene.
Well, like, yeah, the whole movie's just ridiculous.
So much bad shit that happened before that scene. Yeah, because I wanted the Lou Albano story to sort of take place after, like, in terms of, like, chronologically speaking, I wanted it to take place after, you know, all of our conflicts are resolved, essentially.
Yeah, so our characters are buddy-buddy. Yes.
And, like, we have sort of, like, a team, like, Justice League sort of team.
And we have to reassemble for this.
That was sort of the idea.
Yeah, because we've got, like, James back and whatever.
Of the script, we got James. You know, we gathered James and, well, Big Spice. So I guess Big Spice could always be converted to a good guy. Like, as part of his arc. Or just fucking kill him.
I don't think that either.
But that could be Jim's character, you know? And he becomes a good guy.
Is he redeemable? If he's a slave owner?
Fuck. Maybe?
Space Hitler was redeemed at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Well, he also died.
Yeah, so that kind of helped. But he became part of the Force.
Death does help with redemption.
It's like, at least you don't go on living. Then we don't.
Yeah, because, like, okay, that's another thing that I wanted to say. Is I want our villains to be a little bit more nuanced than just straight, oh, he sells drugs bad.
Yeah.
You know? Instead, it's like, oh, he doesn't do anything bad on the surface. But then you look a little closer and it's, oh shit, he's actually fucking exploiting the shit out of these people in order to fucking amass exuberant amounts of wealth selling his spice trade sort of thing.
I suppose we could redeem him then, but we'd have to figure out the exact circumstances.
Well, we don't have to.
If we wanted to. I'm saying,
quote unquote, redeem him as a result of that. But, oh god, where the fuck am I going? Okay, let me check out the map real quick. But no, you're right. If you own slaves, there's definitely very little redeeming.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, what if the slaves aren't humans? They're aliens.
I was gonna say
that totally makes it better, right?
I was gonna say, what if they were like robots, but not like.
Well, who gives a fuck? Nah, fuck that shit. We ain't.
No, we could play around with the morality of not robots, but like what the fuck were they called?
I'm gonna backtrack.
Androids.
I'm gonna backtrack again.
Where they're made to be human. The ethics of that get all muddled.
Yeah, see, I just don't. I don't really want to do that because I feel like that's A, overdone.
True.
And B, we haven't even totally gotten rid of slavery in the modern world with humans. And
yeah, that would be the replacement.
So we don't need to like replace it. We can just fucking, you know, be brutal and upfront about it. Like, nah, this is just humans. Like, they have robots, but he's just straight up using humans.
He's just like, fuck them robots, we're using humans.
Like, he's using robots, humans, aliens, doesn't matter. They all are the same like, to him.
Fuck it. Wow, what a nice guy. He's not racist. He's
no, he's just classist.
He likes to have a diverse cast of slaves.
So I'm backtracking again. I'm backtracking, so I'm re-forward tracking. But, which is also backtracking, so...
Can you stop going up your own ass?
We're backtracking. Because here's the thing, if we start with Weiga's Adventure 2 then, we're going to be starting at, like, the very beginning. You know what I mean?
I thought we were starting with yours. Or what would be Weiga's Adventure 2?
If we start with mine, we're also kind of starting at the very beginning. Possibly we're even starting earlier. The great thing about starting with the Lou Albano story was that it was like...
Everyone was already established.
Well, not only that, but it's never a good idea to start from the absolute beginning of your world.
Well, yeah. But, like, even with your story, we wouldn't, like, be showing your parents being murdered. Or, like, somehow, like, if we wanted to, we could, but it wouldn't start then. You know, it would start with you as you now. But, like...
Yeah.
The arc would be, like, your problems with the light force and...
No, I guess you're right. Yeah, it's... Okay, so... Here's what I was thinking, though. So... You are transported to the present. You're transported to the present. And then... At that point... I am already a vigilante. So you...
Yes, you're already not working for the Light Force anymore.
Yeah.
Or maybe you are and you're working undercover.
The Light Force tries to paint me as a villain. And so you go after me. And then that's kind of like when we battle and we both realize, oh shit, wait, actually the Light Force is evil. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil. I remember the controls of this game.
You still struggling?
Yes. It's weird, okay?
I imagine
you go from playing a game 100 times and all of a sudden it has a completely new control scheme and there's no way to go back? Well,
I need to sneeze.
Gotta adapt.
So, like, for your first story, I imagine you'd want to be like a detective type of thing, kind of what Samus or Batman do. But, like,
yeah.
What would what's the mystery? What's
That's a good fucking question. So this...
Because, like, we could have Big Spice be like the guy that you're trying to take down, or like you found out he's like he has a positive public like face or whatever, but you find out all this shady shit, and then it also goes into like corrupt Light Force officers like being paid off by him and stuff.
Okay, so we need to go back. We both forgot about the fucking thing that we were talking about.
Which one?
Where it's like... You know, supposed to be the contradiction about... Where the fuck am I going, man?
Oh yeah, the like, being a vigilante isn't helping, also.
Yeah, the sort of thing where it's like, the people I'm going after are like... Actually... Sort of... Yeah, the people I'm going after... Are themselves victims, and so I'm not actually,
maybe that's
like,
how you find out, and
I'm
that's
not, like,
where
solving the root issue. Or maybe I started as like a bounty hunter for the Light Force, and like the missions that I'm going on are like taking out these people who are like victims. That's when I sort of realized that like the Light Force is sending on these missions, but we're not actually solving the root cause of the issue.
Yeah, we're just taking out low-level people that aren't actually... They're only hurting themselves.
Yeah, we're taking on, like, you know, people like the Riddler, who... You know, he's got a front butt.
What the fuck was that from?
That's from...
Specifically.
What if Mass Effect
Yeah, that's
Mass
right.
Effect 3 had a good ending or whatever.
I forgot that was a video.
Oh, man. Why the fuck do I not know where I'm going?
You gotta get your chug jug?
Cannot put the Slurpee in the double gulp cup. Why the fuck is...
What the fuck are you talking about?
You've never seen you cannot put Slurpee in double gulp cup?
No. What the fuck are you saying? They are two different brands.
No,
is that why? Slurpee and Big Gulp? Aren't those two different brands?
No, those are both 7-Eleven
knockoffs?
Beverages.
Oh.
The double gulp and big gulp.
What the fuck is double gulp? What is
Double
that? What's the drink?
Double gulp is bigger than big gulp.
No, that's not what I asked. I asked what it is. I don't know what the liquid.
You cannot put the Slurpee in the double gulp cup. It's this fucking video series of this guy who works at 7-Eleven and this guy who shops at 7-Eleven. Oh, that's nice.
And he says 1, 2, 3, 4. No.
What?
How many? You don't remember that bit?
Oh yeah, I remember that. No, that's stupid. The double gulp cup is way better. The double gulp cup,
because it's an Indian man saying, "Do not put in double gulp cup." I don't know what the fuck this is from. I've never seen this.
It's this guy who buys a double gulp cup, which is like the biggest size at 7-Eleven.
Yeah. And he puts icy in it, but it's supposed to be soda.
He puts Slurpee in it, it's supposed to be soda. But the guy gets...
like, overly mad?
The employee gets overly mad. He starts filming and he's like, you cannot put the Slurpee in... Yeah, what is it? You cannot use double gulp cup for the fucking Slurpee.
He says fucking?
Yeah.
Like, angry? That's kind of awesome.
You cannot use...
For the fucking... Yeah, I can't even do it
cannot
either.
use the double gulp cup for the fucking Slurpee.
Put that in. Just the clip of him saying, fucking Slurpee.
What the fuck were we talking about? Shit.
So, okay. To recap what the first story of yours is. It has to do with Big Spice. You dealing with...
No way, Big Spice... Wait, but
you don't think he should be like
what
the
if it's
first
not
villain?
me dealing with Big Spice himself? So what if it's a mission that I am going on through the Light Force, right?
Yeah, as like the
and instead of me going after Big Spice, I'm going to quell a slave revolt that Big Spice owns. And I'm just like, holy shit, this
do you already
fucked.
Is this like the end where you find out he has this whole slave thing, or do you already know and that's like your plan from the beginning? At the beginning you're like fighting these like low level grunts and they're not like working for Big Spice, they're just like people that are like addicted to his spice, and I mean like the bad spice. What? Or whatever, or being like affected by his spice trade or however. And then throughout the story you get to the point where you're like, oh, I know what I'll do, and then it's just a slave revolt against Big Spice. And like,
well, I was thinking like, what if I'm sent on this mission and it's related to Big Spice, but it's not taking down Big Spice.
It's just like one of his operations.
It's taking down the slave revolt, as in it's stopping them.
Oh, like from revolting. Oh,
you know, like,
and that's when you're
like how the United States calls people terrorists when they try to overthrow their government.
Yeah,
even though they're just trying to overthrow the oppressive government regimes.
Yeah, I like that. That's like the... So would that be like the first part where you, like, you're sent on this mission? Are you sent alone because you're like Samus, where you're just like a badass?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. If it can be like...
It can be something
maybe,
like that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just that I'm never actually like in the Light Force, but
you work for them or for some reason or another.
Yeah. Where the fuck am I going? Okay, hang on.
Yeah, I think being like
okay, I'm going the right way.
If you were like a hired mercenary, I think, I don't know. I guess we don't have to just figure out how you became such a strong mercenary, and there doesn't have to be like...
Yeah, like there's really not an explanation for... Well, there is, you know, it's the Chozo.
Yeah, but it's not like in the first one or the second game. It wasn't until like the GameCube. Was Samus being trained by the Chozo not until like Other M or this game? Or
they had comic books, and I don't really know when the comic books came out.
Oh, I imagine
but
it was
comic
like
books
2000s
that explained that. I don't think it was the 2000s.
Oh, well, anyway.
I think it was probably the 90s sometime.
I like that it would start off with you trying to stop the slave revolt because they're terrorists.
Back here again. I'm back.
Would you successfully stop the slave revolt? Or would you just be like,
so,
what the fuck?
Well, we could make it so that there is a super villain within, super quote-unquote villain within the slave revolt. Kind of like Far Cry. You know the game's Far Cry?
Yeah, but I've never played them. Or like, I don't really know the story.
In Far Cry, it's usually about this white guy who crashes in like some third world country.
And he cries really far away, like a little bitch.
Yeah. In the third world country, there's usually like a revolution going on against like the evil oppressive government.
Mm-hmm.
And you eventually join the revolution and you take down the big bad guy. And that's what happens.
Okay.
So, but we can kind of like do it where it's like the reverse of Far Cry, where like and Far Cry is known for its like really eccentric villains, right? Like the big government dictators are really eccentric. We can do it reverse, where like the leader of the slave revolt is also very eccentric. You know, and we can make them into a villain, and so my goal is to take him down. Eventually I realize, holy shit, he's just a slave trying to revolt against his master. And that's kind of like the twist of the movie, which we're just spoiling here on YouTube for everyone.
Okay, but
here.
This is one episode of a Let's Play
that no one's gonna watch.
And even if they did, there's no way they'd remember that this specific events in this like thing are gonna happen. Like once we get around, well, that's fine. One person can be like, I remember this.
Joey's gonna remember.
That's fine. What kind of villain, like eccentric? How like? Were you thinking anything in mind?
Like think you know, like Riddler or.
I was thinking Bane.
Yeah, Bane would be a perfect example. I was trying to think of like a Batman film.
What
Also, Black Adam.
I did not watch the movie, and I will not watch.
Oh, you didn't watch Black Adam?
No.
Yeah, Black Adam, you know, originally was also labeled as a terrorist, but he was actually just trying to. He was originally just trying to free his country, and eventually the superheroes who were sent there figured that out, and they were like, wow, okay.
We'll stop being assholes.
We'll stop being fucking just vessels for propagating United States imperialism on third world countries.
I guess we'll stop.
We'll stop. Wait, well, I guess. This time. So then we just need to think of who is the villain. We can probably look into our backlog.
Yeah, true. And then, like, build one off of that.
Find out who the villain is. Also, we could have it so that there's, like, light force plants inside of the actual revolution that are, like...
On the slave side or, like, on the big
Yeah, they're plants in the slave side trying to sabotage it. And so we can have some that are like overly violent and like trying to press the revolution to do like really fucked up shit.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. And then my character figures out, oh shit, this guy is actually working for the Life Force. Like this was one of the most brutal generals of this supposed terrorist group, but he's working for the Life Force. And then that's like part of one of the huge twists.
Yeah.
Wow, we're back fucking here again, guys.
Like that. For your character's characterization, what were you thinking? Like a noir hero, which is not really a hero. I don't know why I called him a hero. It's just a detective type of thing. Or like...
I was actually thinking like asshole nerd. No, like not even joking.
Did you say nerd?
Yes.
Asshole nerd. Like, give me some examples.
Okay, well, there's this one character... What the fuck is his name? It's one character from this anime I watched a long time ago, which I thought would make for a great...
What's the anime called? Do you remember?
It's called Danganronpa.
Oh, that's an. I thought it was a video game.
It is a video game too.
What's the character? I know the general faces.
He's literally the rich asshole.
What does he look like? I guess does he look like a rich asshole? Great.
Yeah. Okay. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes. Fucking wears a suit all the time.
I think I picture him. I never got into Danganronpa or whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah, it's really like, you need to get into it like when you're in middle school / high school. Otherwise, you're never really gonna get into it because it's obviously written for that specific.
Yeah. Thing. I just remember the Game Grumps played like the games or whatever, and I just never watched those series. So I was like, this is not for me.
Okay, I don't believe this is going to work.
The door not work?
But this one. Yeah.
Can you scan it?
No fucking... Oh, it didn't work. Okay, hang on.
Wait, it did work?
Yeah, it's not working. I need the fucking super missile to do that. Do I have the super missile? Did I get the super missile?
Well, how would you know?
Was I not paying attention?
How would you know if you had the super missile? Do you?
My god.
Did you just run around and then come back to this place? And then you were like, I have the item I needed?
Yes.
What do you mean?
Yes.
I didn't see the door.
Yes. I literally just did the same fucking thing.
On the ice level.
It's always the fucking ice.
You were like, well, this is the best ice level ever.
It is still really good. It's like it's not nearly as bad. It's not fucking slippery, and that's like
that. Yeah, that is like 100% of the problems.
I'm gonna save real quick, and then we will be where we left off. So
cut back there.
Well,
oh no.
Well, yes.
Is that not what you meant by that?
There's a thing we're gonna do, and then after that, we will literally be in the same place.
Ah.
As the original Let's Play.
I see.
At least,
maybe.
Just about, I think.
Your story. Or no, the Danganronpa character.
Oh yeah. His name, I don't know, it's like...
I don't know, I can find it based off of the description you gave me.
Oh yeah, you don't have your phone. I was like, why aren't you looking it up? But I was thinking, his personality is honestly very similar to mine already. He's just like slightly more of an asshole and more stuck up version of me.
Yeah, and then your arc is like learning to stop being a stuck up asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. All right.
I remember this.
Ooh, this cutscene.
Don't you have to roll up those things and then do the thing?
Wait, they changed the cutscene. It's a little bit different.
Like the shots, or
yeah, they made him. They added a little bit of flair to him. All right, guys, boss 2. Let's go. It's time for the ice boss. It's Stardust, motherfuckers!
I'm Big Rocks.
This is one of my favorite bosses. Okay, so wait, hang on. What's he doing? Shit.
He just throw rocks at you.
Shit. What? How do you? No. Fuck. Oh my god, I'm so fucking stupid.
Oh, fuck. Simple.
I love this guy's boss music.
Did I already say that? No, I mean, well, maybe in an old episode.
Yeah. That's his only strategy now, is balls. Alright.
Hey man, that's all you can do sometimes.
I mean, that is his best strategy, really. It's just to use the ball strategy. Because it's the one that delays his attack. Most. Jeez. Okay. Alright. Yeah, alright. Damn it. How?
That hit. Nice. Boom.
There he is.
Go rainbow.
I fucking love that shot. Alright, and this is why you remember going over the walls. Because that is what disciples for. Man, Link to the Past and Metroid Prime.
Back to the originals.
OG Let's Plays that we never fucking finished.
Pretty close. Link to the Past, surprisingly.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't skip it, anything in that game at all.
Yeah, we've recorded everything ever that's happened.
Yeah, there's nothing that happened on screen.
Okay, so that was the save zone. So we are going to put a little bow on that. We're once again back to where we were, but in Metroid Prime Remastered. So yeah, until next time, we'll see you in the Matrix.